are incredibly friendly country, particularly for Irish community. As I always like to joke, we are much more intensively celebrating St. Patrick than we are celebrating St. Wenceslaw. So Czech Republic is extremely safe country. Czech Republic is extremely friendly country with excellent infrastructure, with a very well functioning medical service. There are lots of opportunities for people to enjoy not only their studies, but as well their life in my country in terms of sport activities, culture activities. I will not talk about excellent opportunities for parties because that's quite well known among the Irish young generation. But I really would like to draw the attention of young people from Ireland to Czech universities and the educational environment in our country. There you will find really excellent universities from the west, from Plzeň to the east, to Moravia or Zlín, from the north, from Liberec with excellent university, very on the top level, for example, in the nanotechnologies and all the related studies, to the south, to the Southern Bohemia University with really world-class biological faculty, or even mentioning Moravia, I would like to draw the attention to Brno, which is really very vibrant young city with excellent universities in various fields. The Czech universities are offering the programs in very long line of possible subjects. I am pretty sure that my dear friends from Prague will introduce all the possibilities, but we can talk about our very unique schools like Academy of Fine Arts, Academy of Performing Arts, Academy of Design. And on the other side, I would like to draw the attention for the technical universities. I've already mentioned Liberec with really excellent results in the sphere of research and studies of nanotechnologies. I could mention the Czech Technical University in Prague with very extensive program of subjects, including nuclear physics or nuclear engineering. We could talk about, of course, very well-known system of education of doctors of medicine on many faculties of the Charles University or Masaryk's University in Brno. These faculties are linked to the really top research and scientific facilities in Prague or in Brno in many fields. So they are really very big pool of opportunities where we really would like to see more students from Ireland as well. I am pretty sure that you will hear about the very colorful and vibrant international community of students, but not only students, experts and professionals living in our country. So please join us. We are waiting for you. We will be very happy to have your students in the Czech Republic. And in case that would be necessary to solve some specific issue, problem, questions, the team of our agency in Prague or the team here at the embassy is always prepared to communicate with you. And me personally, I am even very much looking forward maybe to seeing you in person and to see your students and to see people who would be thinking about the possibility to go to study in the Czech Republic, either in the pre-graduate courses or postgraduate courses as well. So I will be more than happy to see them and to share with them my experience. Not only, you know, I am not a student and hardly remember my studies because of my age, but as an ambassador served in 3 other countries where I was meeting young people who went to the Czech Republic for studies, I can share with you and your students the experiences I've got from them. And I can say already now that 99% of this experience was positive. So once again, thank you very much for joining us. I am very happy that we have this first possibility to talk about this. I am very happy that I've already got almost a promise from our agency from Prague that this is not the last opportunity when we will talk about this topic here in Ireland. I wish you very successful meeting today. And once again, I'm looking forward to see you all soon again, either at the Embassy of the Czech Republic to Ireland or in the Czech Republic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador. And from my own experience working for the embassy, and something that could be of interest and something that isn't known from an Irish perspective, is the depth of culture that is in the Czech Republic and the classical education. I was astounded in my first year finding out that it's the most industrialized and was the center of engineering in Europe. And this culture really is quite resonant in the Czech Republic, and even built into the language, and it's just astounding. So I think it would be an unbelievable place to go and study. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Michaela and Dominika from the state agency Study in Czechia, so they can explain further into depth on the array of courses and the amazing opportunity that it is to study in Czechia.
Thank you so much. I'll just, before I let Dominika and Misha introduce Czechia, let me thank you as well. Good day, esteemed counsellors. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. And welcome to today's webinar, where we shed light on Czechia as a smart study destination for your students. We really greatly appreciate your commitment to broadening horizons and exploring new opportunities for studying abroad. My name is Anita Sargent. I'm the head of Study in Czechia unit, which falls under the Czech National Agency for Education and Research. My colleagues will tell you more about that. We recognize the pivotal role counsellors like yourselves play in the lives of students. Your insight, expertise, and dedication are instrumental in helping students navigate the complex landscape of higher education. That's why we're eager to collaborate with you on this journey and to show you the possibilities that Czech higher education offers. While Prague and Charles University might be familiar names, Czechia boasts an impressive array of 54 universities, each offering high-quality education across various disciplines, which is something Mr. Ambassador already mentioned. Our goal is simple yet profound. We want to assist students in finding the perfect fit for their university journey. We understand that navigating the vast landscape of international education can be daunting. That's why we are here to support you every step of the way. We hope that today's webinar will help you to guide your students towards institutions that align with their aspirations and goals. The Study in Czechia initiative is in touch with all higher education institutions in Czechia, and we'll be very happy to connect you with specific schools that you might be interested in. In closing, I want to thank you for joining us today. Together, let's explore the opportunities that Czechia has to offer and help your students to embark on an academic pursuit abroad. Thank you for your dedication, and we look forward to an insightful and productive session ahead. Without further ado, I'm passing the word to my colleagues Dominika and Michaela, who will tell you more.
Okay, hello everyone. It's nice to see you and to hear you all. My name is Dominika, and I'm responsible for branding and partially for events in Study in Czechia. So I would like to start with our unit. We are a team under the Czech National Agency for International Education and Research. Our target groups, we provide information, consultancy, and analytical services. We are a publicly funded organization, meaning we are overseen by Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports. So our main goal is, of course, to promote and to facilitate the international cooperation in education and we encourage both individuals and institutions to become more involved in international education and in educational activities. About study in Czechia, about our team. So we are promoting Czechia as the ideal destination for your studies, for studying in university. We both attended Czech university, so we are very proud of our country and of our programs. When you go to study in .cz, it's our website, and here you can find an interactive portal. So I really advise you to go ahead and try that because you can filter, you can see all the universities, you can filter by programs, you can filter by universities, and you can see all the different fields that Czechia is offering. You can also, and we would be happy if you're gonna follow us on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Also, we have Czechia Alumni, which is our LinkedIn profile. So our main goal is to, of course, support and promote our universities, and we are doing online campaigns. We represent Czechia at online fairs, but also in person. So my colleagues, they are currently in May, they're heading to NAFSA, which is a big international fair in the US. Then we are also doing a European Euro-Asia tour in October. And also we are active in cooperation with international students. They can join us in our ambassador program. So why do we believe Czechia is a smart choice? And we certainly believe that. Czechia is offering more than 1,000 programs in English. We have a very big portion of international students. 18% of all the university students are from abroad. Czechia is a good choice because there is a possibility to work during your studies, and it's very easy to get a job alongside your studies. You can join gastro, for example, cafes, restaurants. You can work as an administrative support. So it's very easy to get in because Czechia currently has more places than people interested in the workplace. It's a strategic location in the center of Europe. You can easily take a bus, train, or flight to other countries. Ryanair apparently likes us, so there are really cheap tickets to, for example, Barcelona or Rome. So for students, it's very easy to travel during the 3 days. Czechia is a very peaceful country. According to Global Peace Index, we are the top 15 most peaceful country in the world. Also, we are very affordable. We are the third most affordable country in Europe. And as I mentioned, we established a national program that puts ahead our alumni. Some facts and figures for you. The most important is that Czechia has 54 higher educational institutions and universities. The capital, as you know, is Prague. We are now celebrating 20 years as a member of European Union. The currency, it's not euro, it's still a Czech crown. And the climate and temperatures, well, in winter you need a warm coat because the temperatures drop below zero. But in the summer we are expecting 30 degrees Celsius. So study, travel, work, and live. About the housing prices, the housing for students is very available. It's easily also accessible. Usually it's close to the university or it's in the city center. You can choose from a student dorm where you share a room with someone else. You can have your private room. It really depends on the university, but there's a big opportunity and there's a lot of student dorms. So there is no problem with housing. Or a little bit more expensive is to share a flat with your roommates, or you can have your own flat, of course. The pricing we are talking about for a dorm is around €200. Some prices for food and drinks, usually it's around €4 to €5 per lunch in student canteen. It's €8 to €5 lunch in restaurant. It's €3 for a cup of coffee. And as you know, we are Czechs, so the beer is a little bit less. The public transportation is usually around €8 monthly. Or students can we have big discounts for students and for elderly, so you can also get a really cheap ticket that is for 3 months. As I mentioned, there is a possibility to work, and you can stay up to 9 months after your graduation. You can either find a job, then of course apply for a visum, or you can start your own business. So there's a big community of international students. It's more than 55,000 of them. What's interesting is that they are very eager to learn Czech, and 70% of students are studying in Czech. 30 of them are studying in English. We believe it's because when you study in Czech, the college is for free, or the education is for free. Okay, so the top 4 reasons for studying in Czechia is, according to our research that we did last and this year, it's the quality of education, it's the specific degree program. For example, the Czech Agriculture University has really like a tropical agriculture program, or in nanotechnologies in Technická univerzita Liberec. The other reason is the quality of life and the cultural and linguistic affinity. Here you can see the portion of domestic and international students. As I mentioned, there is 18% of all the students are international.
Good morning, everyone. Just a quick introduction of myself. I'm Michaela, and I'm in charge of the counsellors program. Basically, I will be the person for you between you and the Czech universities. So let's jump back to the presentation. Here you can see a diagram of the Czech educational system. As you may see, especially in the secondary schools, they are not very much interconnected. So just for your information, for example, for students from vocational studies, it's very hard to move to the gymnasium or to the classic high schools, and it's even harder for them to get universities. But from the higher education institution upward, it's pretty much easy. If you go to the bachelor's degree program, and for example, you will see that this program that you have chosen is not good for you, it's too hard, or you are not interested anymore. It's very easy to go to a different program, and also some of the courses within the program, they will acknowledge them in different universities. So thankfully, this not applies as is in the secondary schools level. So how to find the best program for your student? Altogether, as Dominika said, there are 54 universities spread across the entire country. This offers more than 1,000 different bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree programs in English and also in other languages. They also offer short exchange programs, summer and winter schools, MBAs, LLMAs programs, and much more. Here you can see the Czech Republic and the spread of the higher education institution. The blue ones are the public universities and the red ones are private. So there's not just few places, but they are basically almost everywhere in every corner of the Czech Republic. This is also because we have over 6,000 municipalities, so the Czechia is very diversified. The administration is very diversified, and also the educational system kind of not represents it, but follows it. The top 3 fields of study in Europe for Europe are business and administration and law, health and welfare, information and communication technologies. As based on the questionnaire some of you fill in preceding the registration, health and welfare is the top field of study for you as well. So Czech universities are ones of the most are really successful in all kinds of international rankings. For example, in 2023, there were 7 universities in top 30 in Europe and Central Asia QS ranking. Also, there were 11 universities in the top 1,000 in the QS World Rankings, and 3 of them are in top 50. This is the study in portal. Dominika spoke about it just at the beginning of our presentation. Here on this portal, you will find all programs of almost all Czech universities, so almost of all 54. So you can either choose, you can either search through the universities or through the programs, depending on your preferences. The best part is that we will, by the end of the next year, this portal will further develop, so it's even clearer and more user-friendly. There will be a complete offer of all degrees, including the ones taught in foreign languages, because currently it's not finalized because each university has to fill it in separately. But in the future, we will be taking the data from the government, from the Ministry of Education database, so it will be complete and up to date every time you will log in. Other things you may find on the study in website are nostrification and recognition, the process of it, all various kinds of language courses, and scholarships. Also, just for your information, currently there is an amendment to the Higher Education Institution Law. It is in the second reading, so it's not yet accepted, but there are 2 very interesting aspects in the game. And the first one is that IB students would not need to go through the nostrification process at all. And the second one is that currently there is a mandatory fee for universities if they want to open the programs in English languages. And this fee would not be mandatory anymore if the law is accepted. As we spoke at the beginning, basically 70% of students are studying in Czech because studying in Czech is free of charge. But you don't have to worry, because there are again quite a lot of number of studied Czech language courses. Some of the universities offer them a free of charge for all citizens. So though Czech language is obviously very hard, it's doable. Now let's look at some Irish students at the statistical overview. This graph represents the number of students in short-term stays. This include, for example, Erasmus. So basically more Czech students are currently in Ireland for the short-term stays than there are Irish students in Czechia. Here you can see students in all forms of long-term study Irish students. Currently, there are 45 students studying in the Czech Republic. Most of them are studying medicine, so most of them they're in the section of health and wealth care. Here are the graduates. Again, out of 130 graduates in the health and welfare, 97 studied medicine. So medicine is one of really the most popular degree program that you can study in Czechia. This is a distribution of Irish students that are currently at the Czech higher education institutions. The first 5 of them, they are public. Charles University is the most popular one of them. And the blue ones are the private. Here is a list of all the open long-term study programs. Basically, most of the school have already closed application, because for most of them there are 3 deadlines, and it's either February 29th or 28th, March 15th, or April 30th. Still, these universities, based on the answers in the small questionnaire, are open. So you can still apply for medicine, I believe, at Masaryk University and the Palacký University of Olomouc. At the right-hand side, you can see also the costs for the programs. In case you are interested in most of or in all of the open programs, I have the list of them, so I can send them to you. In case you are interested in very specific details of each program, we have a database, or we have contact names from each university. So, for example, if you would be interested, let's say, in international studies at Charles University, I will get you in contact with a contact person from the Charles University, and he will then tell you more in depth what is necessary, what is the application process, how will the test look like, and so on. So,
okay. So we have several publications that you can check throughout this QR code. We have the Czech higher education brochure, which pretty much sums up all the things that we talked about. We also have Study in Czechia leaflet, which has only the general information. We also have a map that we showed you during this presentation, and we are also focusing on research, because we are very interested in if our students or if the international students are happy with the Czech universities, and what is the way how we can improve. So we have these 2 researches available from current year. The last thing I would like to mention is our National Alumni Program. It's a program that we established 4 years ago. The main activities, we established this program because basically we are getting in touch with the international students from the beginning. Then they spent their years here studying, and then we had no contact with them. It changed with our alumni program. So 4 years ago, we established this, and we are inviting them to connect and to join this program. Then we are sending them, they can follow us on social media. We have a separate social media for alumni, and we are sending newsletters with useful information. The most probably known what we do is that we are doing alumni working groups and events for them. For example, in March, we did a big session in Paris, in France. So more than 100 students met in the embassy, and they can connect, they can network, and they can get together, and so they don't forget about their studies in Czech. So we believe that students from Ireland will fit right in. We believe also that Czechs create a community that will have your back. Usually there is a big support for international students. You usually get your buddy from Czech that will take care of you in the first few weeks. So students don't have to worry. If you're interested in our blog, please scan the first QR code. As I mentioned, we also have a Facebook group, and we are on Instagram, where we are posting the reels pretty often. We also have our ambassadors collaborating on the Instagram account, so you really can see how the student life looks like in Czech. So that's from us why we believe Czechia is a smart choice. So yeah, so study in Czechia. And thank you very much for your attention. Thank you, Misha, for coordinating this and for everything. And please do not hesitate to contact us with any questions you might have. These are our contact details below.
And now, if you have any questions, it's time for them to ask.
Yeah.
Or are there any questions?
Yeah, are there any questions? Okay. Well, maybe Ian, back to you.
So thank you very much, guys, for the fantastic overview of studying in Czechia. And yes, if anyone does have any questions, yeah, now's the time. But we will be hosting further sessions for counsellors, and this is just an exploratory webinar to introduce the Czech Republic to counsellors, and in the future parents and students potentially at different fairs. So just to reiterate, the vast array of courses in English, and as well it's a really good value proposition. I think that is one of the key elements, is that it is, you know, obviously in Ireland it's very tough for people to study in Dublin at the moment, and the Czech Republic has, you know, such a great array of courses that it is a great option and a great time to go. So yeah, I guess I have a few questions, but if you could entertain them. So yeah, so what is the main time for applications for people to start looking for say next year? What would be the optimal time for students to start looking at the Czech Republic?
I believe it would be in November, December, because, for example, if the application deadline is on 29th of February, it's very early, even in the Czechia. So it's good to be looking at the open courses in November.
Okay,
because
and I guess language would be a big barrier for students thinking that they can't go to the Czech Republic and just speak with everyone. What would be the percentage of people in general public that speak English in the Czech Republic?
Well, we have a mandatory English from 10 now, or 11. So basically all the people under 30, 35 can speak English at least a little bit. So you don't have to worry about that. In the older population, it's a bit less, but slightly if you are studying in Brno or Prague, you won't get lost. People usually can speak basic English, but they can speak.
Also, the university cities, as it's Prague, Brno, Olomouc, Liberec, because they are these campuses and they are open for the international students, usually the people really do speak English quite well, so they won't get lost.
Yeah, in the university, basically everyone speaks English.
Yeah, because if I was going as a student, it would be, yeah, that's if there was that high fluency in English that, you know, and it's something that students might not be aware of, that the majority of people do speak English. So yeah, that's, I guess, yeah, it's culturally aligned as well. Like Czech Republic is quite similar to Ireland in terms of the cultures, and something that I found fascinating as well working for the embassy is that the name Bohemia comes from Celtic origins, from the Boy tribe. So just to tie in that, you know, there is this Celtic past in the Czech Republic. So it's just something that the Irish public, you know, and Irish students, it's something, you know, we have a Bohemia football team here as well. And it's just, there is a cultural identity, and even legend has it that the Irish brought potatoes to the Czech lands. So we were the ones to introduce the potato to the Czech. We have a great cultural bond together that, you know, we're trying to bridge it and share experiences and find different educational partnerships as well as part of this exploratory webinar and future cooperation. Karen Rice has just asked a question on the chat, and so what is the application process and the entry requirements?
Okay,
that's very hard to generalize, because we are very liberate in this. So every university has a bit of different deadline for the application. Also, basically, it really depends. Maybe just write in the chat in what the program you are interested in. Because, for example, in medicine, you have to do a test from biology, chemistry, and physics, and it's a ABC test, and you have to get 50 points from each. Well, no, there's a maximum of 150 points that you can get, and I think you will get there if you get over, let's say, 80 points, 90 points. I'm not sure.
It very much depends on the university. Yeah. Also, we have a medicine in Hradec, which is easier to get in. But basically, what I would say the entry requirements are, of course, pay the fee to the university, download or create a profile on their website, which means like where are you from, how old are you, and some basic information. And then, as Misha said, it's very much, it really depends on the university. Some of them require some kind of English approval or a test or a certificate. So they know, for example, if me as a Czech person, if I would be interested in studying medicine in English, they have to know that I can speak English. So I would need some kind of certificate, for example, TOEFL or something like that. Yeah, pay the fee and yeah.
I would also add, because there was a question about VET, and for VET you need biology and chemistry knowledge, but it's from the knowledge should be a classic high school knowledge that you can get.
Yeah, exactly. Usually we I don't know if it's not a secret, but it's easier to get to the English program. Just for your insight, I did try to get into a medical school. It's really hard. It's very, very competitive, but Czechs, they don't, we are used to the fact that we don't pay for our education. We get everything for free. So we are not interested in studying in English. 99% of Czechs are either studying in Czech, or they are going abroad. So really, the English programs are mostly for the foreigners, for the international students. So I would say it's slightly easier to get into these programs that are held in English.
Brilliant.
So I hope that answered the question, Karen. Okay.
And brilliant, yeah. And I guess another question I have is around, I guess Ireland doesn't have any specific schools for arts or music for higher level. Is there anything in the Czech Republic, you know, could you just maybe highlight maybe some dedicated schools for arts?
Yeah, we have actually several of them. We have UMPRUM, which is a university especially for creative art, for art and design. So you can basically study, you know, like shoe design or design as for clothes, or you can study sculptures, the modern art or the classical art. And then we have universities that's called DAMU and FAMU. And FAMU is our very famous filming school. So you can either study to be a director or to be a writer or to be an actress. And then we have a dancing school, which is also in DAMU, and also for acting.
Okay, yes. So there's a lot of courses I know, and even you know, in the realm of physics and nanotechnology, and there's a lot of schools and technologies, you know, that you know are there that we don't have in Ireland. So for counsellors, you know, please do get in touch with the Study in Czechia team to uncover courses that are not in the Irish higher education system. But I don't think there's any more questions. So thank you all. Thank you so much for the fantastic presentations. And we look forward to cooperating with all the counsellors and promoting Study in Czechia going forward. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much for having us. And thank you, everyone, for participating. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Co se stane, když